Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to, and it's afternoon. So good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Selinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to your daily Solana update. All right. We'll do a full update. We'll talk about everything you need to know. I mean, in general, the situation since yesterday hasn't changed much. All right. We're still battling against that $150 resistance level. We're holding the 236 fib here. So I am still very bullish on Solana. All right, there's just in general not that much to talk about. I mean, we'll go over we'll go over everything. All right, so you know what's going on and what to expect. But I do think if you still clearly remember what I said yesterday, I still think that's the case. But regardless, let's get right into it. So first of all, fundamentally, Solana has been doing great. All right, I've heard a little bit less about meme coins on Solana, but the ecosystem is doing an amazing here. At $3.11 billion here, and I think if we go to DeFi Llama, which calculates it a little bit differently, I think it's almost like 9 billion. Yeah, $8.95 billion. So that's absolutely ridiculous. It's crazy to see, but it is very, very bullish. All right. So fundamentally, I would say Solana is bullish. And then if you look at the technicals, sure, it looks a bit weird because of that big flush right here. But in general, what you see, especially since this breakout above 117, is that the EMAs are trending up, which is always an indication of bullish momentum. And we're just kind of breaking above levels, consolidating on top of that, then another breakout, then a consolidation, then another breakout. Like I said, fundamentally, if we look at the network for Solana, we're bullish. But also if you talk about the potential Pantera deal with FTX, that's potentially also fundamentally bullish. So I don't see a lot of reasons to be bearish on Solana. That's what I'm trying to say. Sure, I mean, it's true that like the main support level we broke, the main resistance level we broke above was 135. So could we pull back into that level, especially in the weekend when the books are getting a little bit more thin and Bitcoin, for example, could have a bit of a pullback? Yes, that's definitely possible. But I do think that if you assume that right now we're stuck between 150 and 135, which are both two strong key levels. So I think that's fair to assume. I do think a bullish breakout is by far the most likely scenario. And as most of you know, I do hold quite a lot of SOL, so I might be biased. But I can just tell you, I mean, a market structure like this is usually going to continue. The markets in general are bullish, I would say. You can argue against that, but I don't think you'll win. If you look at the fundamentals for Solana specifically, a bullish breakout is most likely. And then if you look at the momentum at this point of time, for example, I don't think it's going to be huge, but it's still up here. All right. So this just confirms the theory of consolidating first, settling down a bit, getting some sort of agreement between buyers and sellers, and then at some point of time continue the bullish momentum. So that's still what I expect. Now, like I said, I don't expect, if you look at the momentum like this, I don't expect a bullish breakout today or tomorrow. 150 is a pretty strong level as we have already seen, but it's also psychologically quite a strong level to break above. So that's not easy to do, especially not without momentum. And right now momentum is dropping down, which is obviously also because of the weekend, but you know what I mean. So I don't expect it today or tomorrow. I do think next week we'll have a good chance, but I will keep you updated on that. So that's what you need to know for now. If you do have any questions, of course, let me know down in the comments. But for now, thank you for watching. Have a great weekend and bye.